After a roller coaster season filled with hope, highlights, and heartbreak, one name has suddenly taken center stage in the latest wave of NBA trade buzz. That name: Austin Reaves. Now, if you've been following the Lakers closely, you know just how much this team was counting on Reaves heading into the postseason. After proving himself as a consistent and clutch scorer during the regular season, he had earned the trust of the coaching staff, the fans, and even LeBron James. There were real expectations that he'd be that reliable second option behind LeBron, the guy who could hit big shots, space the floor, and take pressure off the star. But what actually happened? Let's just say, things didn't go according to plan. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. In the playoff series against the Minnesota Timberwolves, Reaves didn't look like the player Lakers Nation had grown to believe in. Offensively, he couldn't find his rhythm. Defensively, he was exposed. Whether it was fatigue, matchups, or just the pressure of the moment, Reaves didn't deliver. And in the unforgiving world of NBA playoff basketball, that kind of underperformance doesn't go unnoticed. And now, the fallout has begun. Trade rumors have started swirling around Reaves, with whispers that the Lakers might be open to dealing him, especially if they can bring in a player who brings more toughness and consistency on the defensive end. And just when fans thought things might cool down during the offseason, a surprising twist came in from none other than Bleacher Report. According to new reports, a surprising team has shown interest in acquiring Reaves if the Lakers choose to make him available: the Dallas Mavericks. Yes, you heard that right. The same Dallas Mavericks who are trying to stay afloat without Kyrie Irving, who tore his ACL earlier this year. With Irving out for an extended period, the Mavs are actively looking for scoring help. And Reaves, despite his playoff dip, still offers a valuable skill set: shot creation, floor spacing, and playmaking. He may not be a superstar, but he's the kind of versatile guard who could thrive alongside Luka Doncic, especially in a system where he'd get more touches and offensive freedom. Now, before we dive deeper into this potential move, let's talk about context. Reaves just wrapped up a season where he averaged 20.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 5.8 assists per game. He shot a solid 46% from the field and nearly 38% from beyond the arc. These are numbers that teams around the league notice, especially those in need of a secondary or even tertiary scoring option. But here's the big question: what would Dallas be willing to give up? And would the Lakers even entertain that conversation? Right now, there's no official word on what a trade package might look like. But keep this in mind, these two franchises have a history. Just before the trade deadline, the Lakers and Mavericks pulled off one of the most shocking trades in recent NBA memory. That deal proved that, when it comes to doing business, LA and Dallas aren't afraid to pick up the phone and make something happen. So if the Lakers do decide to test the waters with Reaves, they already have a communication channel open with Dallas. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The Lakers have not publicly indicated that they're looking to move Reaves. In fact, internally, he's still considered an important piece of the team's core. He's young, he's shown flashes of brilliance, and he fits the timeline of both LeBron's final years and the team's future direction. So why trade him? Well, it could come down to one key factor: contract negotiations. Reaves has one more year left on his current deal, and if the Lakers don't believe they'll be able to re-sign him when that contract ends, they may be forced to consider trading him now, before he walks away for nothing. From a front office perspective, that's just smart asset management. If you lose a valuable player in free agency without getting anything in return, that's a major blow, especially for a team trying to stay competitive in a loaded Western Conference. And let's be honest, Reaves will likely receive lucrative offers once he hits the open market. There are teams out there with cap space and a desperate need for a guard with his skill set. If it turns into a bidding war, the Lakers might not be able, or willing, to match. That's why this situation is so delicate. Do the Lakers roll the dice and hope they can keep Reaves long-term? Or do they make a move now, while his value is still high? On one hand, you're looking at a player who has proven he can score, distribute, and shoot at a high level. He's respected by his teammates, loved by fans, and embraced the spotlight in Los Angeles. But on the other hand, his postseason struggles and looming contract situation could push the Lakers toward a difficult decision. And Dallas? They're watching closely. They know Reaves could be the missing piece they need to stay in the playoff hunt while Kyrie recovers, and potentially form a dangerous backcourt once he returns. So, Lakers fans, what do you think? Should the team hold on to Austin Reaves and bet on his future in LA? Or is now the time to make a bold move and explore what his trade value could bring back? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would a deal with Dallas make sense? What kind of return would you expect? And most importantly, do you still believe in Austin Reaves? Stay tuned, because this story is just getting started. So let's talk about LeBron James and a possible move that could completely shake up the Lakers' off-season plans, and maybe even the final chapter of his legendary career. Right now, LeBron has a player option in his contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. If he picks it up, which most people expect him to do, he'll earn approximately $54 million next season. Sounds like an easy choice, right? Take the money, stay in LA, and keep pushing for another ring. But according to NBA insider Anthony Irwin, there might be more to the story, and a twist that few people saw coming. Irwin believes there's a real possibility that LeBron could decline the option, not to leave the Lakers, but to help them. Yes, help them. It sounds crazy at first, but here's the logic behind it. If LeBron signs a new deal, one that's just slightly below the max, it could help the Lakers stay under the first salary cap apron. That might not sound like a big deal, but in today's NBA financial landscape, that small margin makes a huge difference. It gives the front office more flexibility for trades, free agent signings, and roster construction, all things that have been painfully limited for the Lakers in recent years. Let's be clear, we're not talking about a massive pay cut. Irwin emphasized that this wouldn't be some shocking 8-figure discount. We're talking about a small reduction, just enough to open up room for the Lakers to maneuver this summer. Now, if this happens, it could have major implications. It might allow LA to bring in a much-needed shooter, a versatile defender, or maybe even another co-star, someone who can lighten the load on LeBron, especially as he enters what will be his 23rd season in the NBA. But here's where things get complicated. LeBron James has never been known to take discounts. In fact, throughout his career, he's done the opposite. He's pushed for player empowerment, full contract values, and maximum leverage. And with all that he's accomplished, 4 NBA championships, 4 MVPs, countless All-Star appearances, who could blame him? At this stage in his career, LeBron has nothing left to prove individually. He's a billionaire, a basketball icon, and the league's all-time leading scorer. The idea of him sacrificing millions of dollars just to give the Lakers some breathing room? It's not something we've seen from him before. Still, Irwin makes a compelling argument. He says, if winning a championship is LeBron's top priority right now, then taking even a slightly smaller contract might be the smartest move he could make. That flexibility could help the Lakers surround him with the right talent, and give him a real shot at title number 5. The front office knows this too. In fact, back in late May, Shams Charania from ESPN reported that LeBron is expected to opt in to the $54 million deal. But he also added that the Lakers leadership wants to sit down with LeBron and explore all the options before anything is set in stone. Shams said, "Everything I've heard suggests that LeBron will pick up the option. But the Lakers want to have that conversation. They want to know what's possible, what LeBron wants, and how they can build a winning roster around him, whether that's under the current deal or with a new one." And this is where things get really interesting. If LeBron doesn't accept a pay cut, the Lakers' hands are tied. Their salary cap situation is already one of the tightest in the league. They're over the threshold, and unless something changes, they'll be extremely limited in what they can do this summer. Their options in free agency will be restricted to minimum contracts and a few minor exceptions. The only real way to make a splash? Trades. But even then, because of the NBA's new collective bargaining rules, making trades above the apron comes with serious limitations. No salary aggregation, no sign-and trades, no access to the full mid-level exception, nothing. That's why LeBron's decision is so important. It's not just about him. It's about what the Lakers can do around him. And let's not forget, the Western Conference isn't getting any easier. Teams like the Denver Nuggets, Oklahoma City Thunder, and Dallas Mavericks are all looking like serious threats for years to come. If the Lakers don't find a way to improve this summer, they could easily fall out of contention, and fast. So here's the big question. What does LeBron really want? If it's about maximizing his earnings one last time, then opting in is the way to go. He's earned that right. No one would question it. But if it's about winning, truly chasing one final championship, then maybe it's time for a new approach. Maybe it's time for LeBron to do what legends like Tim Duncan and Dirk Nowitzki did late in their careers. Sacrifice a little to help the team a lot. Only LeBron knows what he's going to do. But whatever path he chooses, it's going to set the tone for the entire Lakers offseason. So what do you think? Should LeBron restructure his deal to help the Lakers stay flexible? Or should he lock in the full $54 million and let the front office work around it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let's dive into one of the hottest rumors heating up the Lakers offseason, and it's a name that keeps coming back: Brook Lopez. Yes, the veteran big man from the Milwaukee Bucks is once again being linked to the Los Angeles Lakers, and this time, the interest seems more serious than ever. As the Lakers look to reshape their roster following another disappointing playoff exit, their front office is being very clear. They need size, they need defense, and they need it now. The Lakers were outmuscled and outmatched in the front court during their series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. It became painfully obvious that they lacked interior presence, both in terms of rim protection and consistent rebounding. With that weakness now fully exposed, all eyes are on who the Lakers could bring in to stabilize their paint defense. And Brook Lopez, a proven shot blocker and reliable veteran, is standing out as a top candidate. According to NBA insider Jake Fisher, the Lakers have long been admirers of Lopez. While that doesn't guarantee they'll make a push to sign him, it does suggest that the interest is very real. Fisher wrote, "The Lakers have long been fans of Lopez," sources say. That doesn't guarantee they will pursue him again, but the Lakers are indeed expected to be a player in the center market this summer. That quote alone speaks volumes. The Lakers don't have time to waste. They know the Western Conference is stacked. LA has no choice but to keep pace, and they know it starts by fixing their issues in the frontcourt. Now, what makes Brook Lopez such an appealing option? For starters, he's a rare blend of old-school defense and modern offensive spacing. He's still one of the league's premier rim protectors, averaging nearly 2 blocks per game last season with Milwaukee. At the same time, he shot over 36% from three, making him a legitimate stretch five, which is a perfect fit for head coach J.J. Redick's anticipated system. Redick is expected to install an offense that thrives on movement, spacing, and high IQ decision-making, and Lopez checks all those boxes. He doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective, and he knows how to play within a team concept. On a team with LeBron James and Luka Doncic, that's exactly what you need from your center. And don't forget, Lopez has worn the purple and gold before. He played for the Lakers back in the 2017-18 season, and even though that stint didn't lead to deep playoff success, he left a strong impression. A reunion might appeal to him, especially with the team still in win-now mode. This past season, Lopez averaged 13.0 points, 5.0 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 0.6 steals, and 1.9 blocks per game. Even at 36 years old, he's showing very few signs of decline. He played a major role in Milwaukee's success over the past several seasons, and while the Bucks are still trying to contend, they may be open to moving on if the price or situation is right. But what about the Lakers' situation? Well, it's a bit tricky. They don't have a ton of cap space, and their trade assets are limited. That's why a short-term, affordable option like Lopez could be exactly what they need. He's not a long-term solution, but he's a perfect stopgap, someone who can hold down the paint for the next season or two while the team figures out their next move. The Lakers may not be in position to chase a high-priced big man or trade for a franchise center without gutting their core. So bringing in a veteran who can contribute immediately, without costing a fortune or valuable young talent, is a smart and calculated move. And Lopez fits that role perfectly. Another important factor is leadership. Lopez has been around. He's played in the NBA Finals. He understands what it takes to win at the highest level. On a Lakers team that features superstars and young talent trying to develop, having that kind of voice in the locker room could be invaluable. So now the question becomes, will it actually happen? Nothing is guaranteed in free agency. There will be other teams interested in Lopez. And it's possible the Bucks decide to keep him around for one more run. But the fact that his name keeps coming up, and that the Lakers are expected to pursue a center, tells us this is something worth watching. If the Lakers want to stay competitive and push for another title before LeBron eventually steps away from the game, this is the kind of savvy move they need to make. Brook Lopez wouldn't be the flashiest addition of the summer, but he could be the most important one. Let us know what you think. Should the Lakers bring Brook Lopez back to Los Angeles? Would he be the missing piece that finally gives this team the size and defense they need? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you want to see the Lakers load up for a title run, and make sure to subscribe for non-stop Lakers updates, rumors, and analysis all off-season long. Stay tuned, the summer is just getting started.